do it. Let's do it, y'all. Let's do it. And we live once again. Here we go with this, y'all. Hold up a second. See, this is what happens when you do stuff live, man. Are you kidding me? Every time you know what I mean? It's like I had it all set up. It's ready to go. And then this happens. Like what? There we go. Okay. Hey, it's your favorite podcast. Whoa, whoa. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Riffin with Griffin. Little difficulties, but we did it. Riffin with Griffin. What's up, y'all? We got a big show today. I'm reviewing some shows. I saw Dayshift movie with Jaimie Foxx, and I saw the Sandman on both of them are on Netflix. So I'm going to talk about that. Loved those. Well, you know, I don't know if I loved them. We're going to talk about pets having fish tanks. Doritos has a new flavor. Summer camp and Ezra Miller is going crazy. But welcome back to Riffin with Griffin. Yeah, I don't know what's going on. You know, this is what happens when you do it live. You know what I mean? It is what it is. So there's nothing that can be done. You know what? Let me get my what do you call it? Okay, here we go. And then we also, you know, I had the rap recap. So I got some new beats, man, from this producer called Fingers is his name. I think it's how it goes. I think I'll try to I got to make sure I put the right information up on his thing. But, you know, like I say, welcome to Riffin with Griffin. I am your host, Erik Griffin. Please make sure you subscribe, share, and all that good stuff. You know, I don't know why the animation didn't come up. That's kind of weird. But anyways, I'm also on Twitch. Oh, it did come up. Make sure you follow me on Twitch. Erik Griffin Gaming. I got a store. If you want to support me, you know, I got to fix my Patreon, like how it looked, like what I'm offering and all that kind of stuff. Just make it one price. We'll figure all that stuff out. I'm still working on it. You know what I mean? Anyways, that's all that, you know. And today's episode, just so you know, today's episode, now a word from our sponsor, BetterHelp. Easy and affordable online therapy. Get 10% off your first month at betterhelp.com/Griffin. That's betterhelp.com/Griffin for 10% off. Okay, what's up, everybody? Everybody that's in the chat live, thank you for being here as usual. Appreciate your support and love. I want to interact with you guys today because we got a lot of subjects and a lot of things to talk about. I appreciate the likes, the shares, and all that helps me, help you, help me. So that goes in there too. Anybody that, you know, the super chats and all this stuff is always appreciated. The Erik Griffin store is live. If you want to, you know, get my little silly merch, I'm getting some new stuff. New art designs to put on different shirts and stuff. But it's just, I mean, really, when you buy a merch from a comic, it's just, you're really just supporting, you know what I mean? You're just saying, hey man, here's this and thanks for, and I'm giving you a thank you with that. So it is what it is. Keeps me doing the free content for y'all. I appreciate it. Yeah, so here we are, man. Another episode of Riffin with Griffin, reviewing with Griffin this week, but I do have other stuff that I want to get into and talk about on this week's episode of the podcast. And as you see, my background right now is a fish tank, you know what I mean? And that just got me thinking about pets. Do you have pets? What's your favorite pet? Let's put a poll up. What's your favorite pet? You know what I mean? It's like, and usually when you think about pets, it's like it's either dog or cat. Right? Like what's your thing? It's like, you think of a pet, dogs, cats. Here's my thing. When we talking about pets, there's only two pets, like I just said. A dog and a cat. Everything else is nonsense. Nonsense. People that got snakes, get out of my face. If you got a little tarantula aquarium, get out of my face. Lizards, iguanas, people that got like rats and hamsters and all this kind of stuff, get out of here. That's not a pet. A pet is something that you can let roam free, and then, you don't got to worry about it, or it's going to come to you when you call it. It's going to show you some love. If it don't show you love, it's not a pet. And I'm not talking about if you on a farm, do you. But I'm talking about urban living. You live in a house, you live in an apartment, you don't got to, you know what I mean? Dogs, cats, those are pets, man. You even see somebody with a snake wrapped around their neck. What's wrong with you? That's not a pet. That's a wild ass animal, man. I can't stand it. And then how about this? The big one is people that got fish tanks. Fish tanks. A fish is not a pet. A fish tank is basically a rock bath. That's what it is. It's an expensive ass rock bath. I know a friend of mine, a couple, they always fussing with their fish tank. Always like, oh man, we just got this new coral. It's like $800. What? So you bought an $800 rock that you keeping in a bathtub? And you got dirty ass animals that's swimming around it and shitting on it? And you think that that's a pet? That's fun, that you got to clean up? It's like, just take the fish out and just have the rocks out. Just have rocks and coral and leaves and little ships and stuff. Make it that. But to have the fish in there defecating on everything that you have to clean it out, and you spend $800 for this rock, I don't understand it. Okay? I ain't never gonna have a fish tank. Okay? I wanted to get a dog, but I've always wanted a dog and I've never had a dog. I was the only child. I had a single parent. So having a dog was like, I have always understood that a dog comes with a lot of responsibility. It's the reason why Rachel and I don't have a dog, even though, we actually are fighting about it. Anytime I mention Rachel, I got to do the Rachel graphic. Rachel Griffin. So I talk about getting a dog with Rachel, and she'll always look at the thing. And of course, she fancy as hell. So she's like looking at that. Well, it's got to be purebred. It's got to be this. We're not going to the pound. I don't want to rescue. She's fancy like that. All right. That's not even the point though. She just wants the dog when they're cute, when they're puppies. Oh, it's a puppy. But she don't want to take care of it. That's why we haven't got a dog. Because she's like, I'm not picking up any dog's poop. I'm not picking up any poop while you're out of town. Then it's just me and the dog. And then she works. She goes to work, and then so what are we going to do? So I recognize the responsibility of having a dog. Okay, that's a lot. But I am more partial to dogs than to cats. But when you have a good cat, I think the best pet is a cat that acts like a dog, if you know what I mean by that. It's like you go, come here, meow, meow, or whatever your stupid name you have for your cat, and it comes to you. And then it's very loving, but then at the same time, a cat is like independent. So it'll come, give you some love, but when it's done, it's like, okay, I'm out. And then it's just roaming around at your place, doing whatever it's supposed to do. You got the stupid rug-covered thing that the cat is climbing on and scratching everything up. Okay, so you got one of those, and then you're good. So a cat is like, hey, a cat is like a side piece. You know what I mean? That's your side piece of love, because it's not all the time. You don't gotta, like a dog would be like a side piece that want to be the main, you know what I mean? Because the dog is always gonna be like, hey, give me attention. Hey, what you doing? What you doing? And you like, hey man, this is my, So a cat knows. A cat is like, come over and be like, meow, and then it just goes away. that's a perfect kind of relationship you want to have with your pet. So I like pets like that. My boy Matthew Espinoza on my other podcast, Gen to Gen. Make sure you check that out too, man. Gen to Gen. He has 2 cats, and I like them because they'll come over to me, and then they'll just get some love. Then they'll just kind of just there. It's good company. So I don't know. I think, could we get a cat? Because another thing I like about cats is, if you get some of that electronic stuff where you can water and feed them, you can leave a cat. I think you can leave a cat in your place for 2 or 3 days and not worry. You can't do that with a dog. You leave your dog 2 or 3 days, you're going to come home and your place is going to be a wreck. You know what I mean? Especially depending on the dog, right? So I don't know where y'all are at. It looks like the poll is 80% dog. You know what I mean? So I don't know. We have to. I don't know. I have to just think about it, because then, it's like Rachel showed me a cat that she liked. And so we were having this little thing because she was the cat was fluffy as hell. It looked like a little lion, but it was a cat. And it was just a little video on TikTok that she likes to look at. Right. And, but I was like, that hair is going to be everywhere. And she's like, that's what Rachel thinks. She goes, no, cats rub off all their hair and then they put it in their mouth. And that's why it's a little cat ball, then they put it someplace else. I'm like, are you kidding me? She's never had a pet. She's never had a pet. Cats, if you have some kind of fluffy animal, then you've decided you want hair everywhere. That's just right. You tell me, people that if you have a pet, and at what point do you just have to go, you have to just give up and go, okay, put all your stuff, everything I own is going to have cat dander and cat hair and dog hair all over it, So I don't know. It's I feel like if I had a cat right now, the cat would be chilling. It might just jump up on my, jump up right here and just kind of be meow, and then roam around, then it's gone. I could just be shoo, and then it's gone. So I don't know. Cats over dogs, dogs over cats. But here's what I'm saying. Nothing else. Okay? Let me reiterate. A snake is not a pet. If you have to feed your wild-ass animal another wild-ass animal, I'm out. Okay? Right? Imagine if you had a tiger and you had to feed it a little poodle. You know what I mean? That's what it is having a snake. When you have a snake, you got to feed it a live rat or mouse. No, thank you. If this snake wants to eat a live animal, you're next. That's just how I feel about it. You're going to wake up and the snake going to be halfway up your body trying to digest you. I'm out. Okay, so that's it. That's how we started the podcast. That's all I have to say about that. All right, guys, let's get into some stuff now. I guess I won't get into the previews yet. I'll do the reviews of the shows and stuff last, I guess. Here's in fat news. Should that be a thing? Should I call it fat news? In fat news, Doritos has new flavors. Right? So they got a ketchup and mustard flavor. Yuck. Doritos are already are you a Doritos fan? I like Doritos when it's the little tiny, it's the little tiny bags. Then you have where you only got 16 of them in there, then you just then you're just okay, you're done with the bag. And those little variety packs. My problem before, when I was younger, I'd be you know how you eat one variety pack, then you eat one, and you go, ooh, that wasn't even a lot. So let me just have another. The next thing you know, you 6 bags in. So just get a big gigantic bag of Doritos. But no, I'm not a huge Doritos fan. Okay, not huge. I mean, like I say, I like them in small doses, but damn, these flavors, man. But I'm understanding from reading about this stuff, because Oreos does this too. They come out with ridiculous flavors as a marketing ploy to make you want to buy the original. And it's like a market study that it looks like. So when Doritos comes out with this nonsense flavors, you go to the store and then you go, mustard Doritos, and you go, I don't want that nonsense. And then you go get some Cool Ranch, What is the original Doritos flavor? Is it like, I don't even know what the original Doritos flavor is, because I always think of Cool Ranch and then that other one. Not sure. Who knows? All right, we're gonna end that. Okay, boom. Dogs won. So yeah, I don't know why they do this, but I think it's like I say, it's a marketing ploy. So they come out with some weird flavor. It'll be like, peanut butter mint chocolate Dorito. I mean, that sounds nasty. Oreos. And then you'll be like, ugh. Then you go to the store and you see that and you go, let me just get the originals. And then you get them. Rachel caught herself buying some thin Dorito. I keep saying Doritos. Thin Oreos. She bought the thin Oreos a couple weeks ago. And it's just like, here's my problem with those kind of things. You get some thin Oreos, right? And this is what happened. It's just like what I said about the little bag of Doritos. It's cool if you grab one bag of Doritos and you eat it as your little cheat and then you're done. Move away. This is what happens when you get the little thin Oreos. You in your mind go, oh, these are the thin Oreos. So I can eat like more than 3 of these, but it's all the same. And it's like the thin Oreos. It's like real thin cookie and a real thin layer of the cream. Don't get me started on some Oreos, man. And, fat news, I will tear a bag of Oreos up. So I don't know what you guys think about that, but apparently ketchup chips are in Canada. Yeah, that's what I heard too, which is, I don't understand like why Canada is more ketchup-y than the United States. If I was a terrorist, and I hate to even put this out, but like if you wanted to really get the United States, I would go to the ketchup factory, and that's where I'd put the poison. Because what kind of security they got at the ketchup factory, And then that would be the thing that would get everybody. Because all the ketchup would go out to all the McDonald's. The ketchup would go out to all the fat places. Or if you're a conspiracy theorist and if you're trying to end obesity and you're trying to do it in a terrible way, that would be the movie Conspiracy, where you would like put the, you put the stuff in the ketchup, and the next thing you know, all the fat people just start dropping like flies, man. They start dropping like flies. Anyways, give me your thoughts on Doritos, guys, in the comments. What's your favorite Dorito flavor, y'all? What is your favorite Dorito flavor? Let me know. Like I say, I think I'm partial to Cool Ranch, but it's all salty and nasty. But I think I could tear up the original flavor too. I think maybe it's like original or Cool Ranch, a very small bag. I will tear that up, and then we out. All right, y'all. That's my fun little Doritos rant. I'm doing different things on the show. Now, I want to talk about one of my guilty pleasures. This is something we have to get into because it's going on right now. All right, and that is Big Brother. Oh, that's not Big Brother. Where's the Big Brother? Where is it? Oh, here it is. No, that's not it. Why? Well, that's my website too, erikgriffin.com, which I still haven't updated. So if you want to help me with that still. I know I say that all the time, and then I never get anybody to actually help me, because it's a lot, you know what I mean? Anyways, though, let's do a quick Big Brother update right now. Quick Big Brother update. So it happened again, y'all. I love Big Brother, and I've talked about it. If you're not a Big Brother fan, whatever. Okay, so I want to just talk about this last episode I watched of Big Brother. It was the endurance challenge that they always do every single year. It's a wall, and the people they're standing on they're on a wall, and they're standing on a little ledge, very little ledge, and there's two like sort of things they have to hold on to on the side of their body. They have to hold on to this wall, right? And the wall is moving forward and moving back, and then water and goo and all kinds of stuff is being sprayed on them, and it's an endurance challenge. Whoever can hold on to the wall the longest, whoever's the last person wins head of household, right? I'm looking at this, and I'm sitting here with Rachel, and I go, see, and I've talked to you guys about this before. This whole inclusion nonsense that they like to do, but then they set the people up for failure. This is one of those competitions, though, that I think is geared towards where it helps everybody in a way. Because the same kind of people win this competition all the time. Let me tell you who wins this all the time. It's usually a very slender, athletic woman who can win this because her body weight isn't so heavy that when they're leaning forward, she can't hold herself up. And she's strong enough to stay there, and then the weight balances out great. So it's usually a woman who wins this or a very slender dude who wins this. And these are the people, this is how it works too. It's how it goes out. And I called it. I was like, okay, first 3 people that's going to go out of this, the 2 big girls and the old guy. That's exactly what happened. The first person off the wall every single time is the fattest girl in the house. Bye. She falls first. I knew it. And I just go, see, this is what I'm talking about, right? Like, why set her up like this? Give better competitions for people like this so they can win. If you're going to have her on the show, if you're going to have a heavy set person, male or female, on the show, then you got to have competitions that help them too. They never win, period. You tell me, somebody in the comments, correct me if I'm wrong, has a fat person ever won Big Brother? Please put that in the comments. I just need to see. All right, anyways. So I could be like, oh, good, so I could have something to root for. Anyway, big girl number 1 falls. Big girl number 2 falls. Old guy, who is also heavy set, falls. Every single time. And then what happens is, in the middle, you see like these people who are like sort of in shape, but not really in shape. They always fall. And then in the end, the big, strong muscle dudes, they can't stay up there either because their body weight is so heavy and their arms and, they just can't do it. And then they fall. And sure enough, I called it. I was like, it's going to be the black girl. She's skinny, athletic, or it's going to be this slender dude, but he didn't want to win because of whatever. So he fell off. Everybody, it happened, and it happens exactly the same way every single year. Okay? Every single year it happens. So a fat person has won American Idol, somebody said. That's different. Like, imagine if American Idol, part of the singing competition, you had to run an endurance race and then sing. That would be terrible. That would be so messed up. Ruben Studdard would have been like, what? What? Why I gotta run and then sing? So that would be stupid. Just little nothing. He's always on the gaming channel. We don't know what he really looks like, even if it's a guy or girl. We don't even know. Anyways, all right, y'all. Again, thanks for being here. But let us now get a word from our sponsor. I have to say it right. Now, a word from our sponsor, BetterHelp, y'all. Listen, I am a huge advocate of therapy. I am currently in therapy, and I really love the process, all right? If you think about it like this, we do things to take care of our bodies. We do. We have to sleep better for our body. That also helps your mind. We have to eat right, and we have to do some movement, some sort of exercise. These are things we do to take care of our bodies. I think your mind works the same way, and I think the way to do that is therapy. Look, therapy is not going to solve your problems, but it's going to help you organize your thoughts and recognize patterns with an expert who can maneuver through that. These people study this, and they know how things start and finish, and they've seen this before, and they're able to help you like go, I never thought of that before, and I love that moment when I have that in therapy. I love it. So that's why I suggest therapy for everybody here, guys. BetterHelp is an online therapy that offers video, phone, and even live chat only therapy sessions, so you don't have to see anyone on camera if you don't want to. It's much more affordable than in-person therapy, and you get matched with a therapist in under 48 hours. There are plenty of ways to support healthy brain, like learning a new language or taking power naps, and there's also BetterHelp online therapy. Our listeners get 10% off their first month at betterhelp.com/Griffin. That's betterhelp.com/Griffin. All right, y'all. Yeah, we're going smooth today. smooth action here on Riffin with Griffin. Let's see what else I wanted to talk about today. Oh, you know what? I wanted to talk about this today too. Summer camp, it's summertime. And I just found this thing. It's probably from some real summer camp thing, but summer camp. Are y'all still going to summer camp? Do you remember going to summer camp? Are you sending your kids to summer camp? What do you feel about summer camp? And I started to think I went to summer camp. I don't even remember. I was in the Boy Scouts for like a hot second. But I joined this troop that I didn't realize it was all about backpacking and like carrying all your water and food, 6 miles into the whatever. And then, setting up camp and doing all that. I didn't last. I just remember as a kid being like, I don't like this. I like when I camp, I want to pull up. You see the campground. It's nice. You see your car still. You have all the amenities, but you can always just jump in the car and go home if you need to. It's nice. There's like a nice bathroom someplace close by. You get in the outdoors, but at the same time, you're not feeling like it's medieval times and you have to go hunt for your own food. You know what I mean? Or you got to go, we had to go like get water from a stream and then boil it. Now that kind of stuff. And I was like, what am I doing? What? It's like if I didn't have my clothes on, it'd be naked and afraid. You know what I mean? So I don't know. I don't know how y'all feel about summer camp. But it's like, I think now everybody's a little nervous. I think that's like a feeling of like, I don't know if I want to send. It's like, we used to be, you trusted things. You sent your kids to summer camp and you just like thought, oh, they're having a good time and I get a little break for like a week, right? But now people are just so nervous about everything. When you look at the internet and you just Google like bad things that happened at summer camp and then boom, it's like this summer camp got closed down. This one got closed down, whatever the thing is. And you're just kind of like nervous. But I'm just trying to think of some fun things that I used to do in the summer. And I just, it's weird that I just felt like, for me, my summers were always full of playing basketball. That's the things I remember the most. I don't remember going to summer camp, I think my mom wanted us, she would like take me traveling or something like that. But I don't remember necessarily. And then when I was in high school, I just remember my summer was always about playing basketball. It was just about, I was into sports, into that. It was like getting ready for the season, having the summer league, And then only once I remember that I had to go to summer school because my grades were bad. But like, what are the things that you look forward to in summer so much as is like, a day off? I guess I haven't been a kid, for so long that I don't even know. Or like I don't have like a normal pattern. It's like weekends don't mean anything to me in terms of like, I haven't had a real job in a long time. My job is like you're either on a set or you're traveling or you're doing podcasts now. So it's like, what's the time off is the time I have to set for myself. But like regular folk, it's like Monday through Friday, then you have the weekend off. So people look forward to the weekend. So it's like, what do you do for the weekend? And then it's like, if you have kids, like summer is really centered around when you have children, because it's like, okay, they're off school. Now what do I do with these little mothers? You know what I mean? These little MFers, they just out here, terrorizing. Now you have to like, oh man, because some people still have to go to work. And then what are you doing with your kid? You know what I mean? So it's like, what did you look forward to when you were a kid? Because I'm also from an era of like going outside and playing games and stuff. Like I used to, in my neighborhood, we played hide and go seek. We played freeze tag. We played baseball. Even though I wasn't even into baseball, but we just played baseball in a front yard. You know what I mean? On the street, we would play baseball and with tennis balls. We were just like, so the tennis balls would fly. It wouldn't break any windows and stuff, but that's how we did it. We played tackle football on the front yard grass, like crazy like playing tackle football. It's like that. So I just look forward to those kind of things, just having like where you stayed in late and you like went. I mean, I think from when I was a kid, there was just more of a routine. It was like you went to school Monday through Friday. Saturday morning, you woke up and watched cartoons and kung fu theater. And then you just, that was your life. You know what I mean? It was more, even my TV schedule when I was a kid was more like, it was like I knew what shows came on what nights because you had to watch them on these nights. So it was like watching wrestling, waiting for Saturday. So it was like Saturday morning cartoons, WWF, and Kung Fu Theater. That was every Saturday. And then it was like you go out and play, right? And then the summer, like, what do you like? So the summer, it's felt like more the same because I was an only child. I guess my mom sent me, like, I would visit relatives in Central America. I'd go to Belize. I would do that a few times, but it was like I didn't really, I don't know. I don't remember anything memorable in my summers, until until I really was in high school and I was, doing summer league basketball. So what's your camp experience? I would love to hear if you had a good camp experience or a bad camp experience. Ooh, I remember this. I remember what I did one summer, actually. It was called the National Parks Caravan. My mom signed me up at the Beverly Hills YMCA. So I used to be on the swim team at the Beverly Hills YMCA. That's actually the first time I experienced real racism too. Like where it was like in your face and you knew someone was doing this because you weren't white. Like someone was and I, even as a kid, I remember thinking to myself, oh, it's happening right now. I was like, oh, this guy's being racist towards me. And I was like, oh, that's interesting. I just remember as a kid thinking of it like that, as if it was some sort of social experiment, But even back then I thought to myself, I'm still here. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. It was just weird. But anyway, I was on the Beverly Hills swim team. And then I went on this National Parks Caravan. So it was me and like 5 or 6 other kids. We were very young. And we were in a van with these 2 adults. And we would just drive to all the national parks. We just drove. But I'll never forget, like, on the way back, it was this tall black dude and this chubby white lady. They were the camp counselors or whatever, right? And they got into a big ass fight. All right, like right in front of us. Like on the way home, they just got into a fight, And the dude was cursing her out. You know what I mean? He was like using all kind of expletives and just telling her off. And I was like, damn, what is going on? And you're just like a little kid seeing them. But now as an adult, I look back, I think they was having sex through the whole trip. They looked like that kind of couple. I think they just had like a lover's fight. And it wasn't until later that I thought, oh, I wonder if that's what was going on. But I do remember that being a good time. We went to the Grand Canyon. We went to Yellowstone. We went to like all these different places. And it's like, I don't remember much other than like I remember fighting with a kid in a movie theater. We were in a movie theater and this kid was like, and we were fighting with each other. He elbowed me in the face and I punched him. It was like, so we had a fight in a movie theater. They had a fight, this like couple had a fight. And then I just remember the name of the thing going on a national parks caravan. So I don't know. Yeah, did anybody go to band camp? Like, what was your camp experience? So if you had like a really good camp experience, I'd love to see that in the comments, and I'll respond to you. So summer camp, what's fun in the summer? All right, guys. In some darker news, let me try to make sure this is on. In some darker news, man, let's talk about this dude. So apparently, this dude Ezra Miller is like off the rails, man. So he's Flash. He's been in a bunch of things, I guess, but he's Flash in the DC universe, and they made a movie, and it's like on hold right now, I guess. So Ezra Miller accused of harassing women in Germany and Iceland, choking victim breaks her silence. So I don't know if you saw the video, but he's like outside, and this lady's like sort of like messing around with him, like, hey, whatever. And then he's like, oh, you want to fight? And he like grabs her and chokes her out. Like, he grabs her and like pulls her down, chokes. And his friends are filming, and then they start to go, whoa, dude, you know what I mean? And then the filming stops, I don't know why they released that. That just seems kind of like, yeah, there's the video right there, Let's see if I could. I'm not going to play these. Oh, they're not. I can't show it. It doesn't show it. But anyways, it was crazy. Now here's the thing. Sometimes when like right now, I wonder if people that are like they're putting out stuff like this on the internet, like do people really care about this guy, or do people really care about like what's like? Do you care about violence against women? Is that why you're doing this? And it's like sometimes I wonder, like, the way people put out these stories, I wonder to myself, are you just putting out this story because you want to cancel this guy, shame this guy, get some clickbait about this guy? Or do you really care about violence against women? Because I feel like the stories would be written in a way that's going to help us be like, all right, this is what's happening. These are the numbers. Here's what we could do to combat this. Here's what we could do to, make sure this doesn't happen again. More stories about respecting women. I think it's like there should be more stories about women. Here's a woman doing this. Here's a woman doing that. Here's a woman doing that. So we can like also see them in a light that is like a better light than just always being a victim. You know what I mean? Like, that's what they always show. So it's like, I don't know if this is very helpful at all. But at the same time, I also think it's like, look, any kind of violence against anybody is terrible. But this guy needs some serious help. This guy's like obviously an alcoholic. He's been in so many fights, so many altercations, so many things about him. It's like at this point, it's like, yo, man, it's either like we got to get him out of the public eye so he can go work on himself. I don't know. So it's like all this stuff that's coming out about him, and it's so sensationalized that I don't even know what to believe. You know what I mean? Because people say a lot of nonsense about you, and it's like, he obviously needs some help, is what I'm saying. And should that also be something that we talk about when they're putting this stuff out? Is it just to put this out and just be like, here he is, he did this, and it's like you clickbait to be like, ooh, let's see what this guy did. I mean, is there any compassion for like someone to be like, hey, he also has mental issues, and because of his mental issues and stuff, he's going out here and hurting people, and it looks like it's mostly women. So it's like, let's like, hey man, who's in his camp? I mean, it's just like he just seems to be a cash cow that like managers and agents and movie companies are like, well, people like to see this guy, so let's like see how we can exploit him. But at the same time, the cancel culture is like, yo, we got to get rid of this guy. So it's like, is there any help at all in this process? Is there any like moving forward to actually help society in this process? I don't know. That's just how I feel about it. I don't know. And by the way, it's a shame too, because these victims of his outbursts and mental stuff, you know what I mean? The victims of, doing his thing. It's like, they're just used as puppets now, as opposed to like, what like is it about them suing him for money, or like, you know what I mean? Like, it's like, where is the compassion for everybody involved in the situation so we can make this better and use it as a cautionary tale for other people not to do this? It's like people that have substance abuse issues, it's an addiction, people that are suffering from addiction, the consequences of the things that they do when they're suffering from this addiction sucks. They hurt a lot of people. And it's like, then all we do is fixate on those actions and then not ever talk about, well, what can we do to help people with addiction and help other people to not get addicted? Help people. And it's like, let me say it again, a word from our sponsor, BetterHelp, man. Therapy is a good help for this. You know what I mean? So I don't know. So now this is, I guess, not even like the lighter side of it, but like, what should DC do is the question. What should DC do? There's three options, I guess. It's you just scrap the movie altogether. You send out a message that you go, we don't want to tolerate this sort of behavior. Not just the main one, violence against women. We don't want to tolerate that. We also don't want to tolerate this type of behavior from our, you're embarrassing our movie company. You're embarrassing the DC. You're embarrassing yourself. And we just don't want to be in business with someone that does that. Is that like the message you want to send? Or is it, so you just scrap the whole thing, cut your losses, whatever it is? Or do you like go, hey, we're supporting him, he has an addiction and a problem, and we're getting him help. And then you hold the movie back, and then once you do a PR campaign of like, he's out of therapy, he's, apologized, he's given money to the victims or whatever they think is, the proper thing to do for optics sake, and then they release the movie and we forget all about it? I don't know. What do you guys think? Should they just scrap this altogether? Should they try to put it out? And what message does it send? It reminds me of what's going on in the NFL with this Deshaun Watson thing. Whether you believe the dude or not, whatever you believe the dude or not, the optics of the whole situation looks bad. Because just real brief, the Houston Texans set up his contract knowing that he might get suspended for a year. So he's only making $60,000 a game this year. Once that information is released to the public, that's a slap in the face to the victims or anybody that thinks about violence against women or harassment and that kind of stuff. When you see that, you go, that's bad optics. It's like then now it seems as if he's getting no punishment at all, other than he gets to rest and he loses $60,000 and then he gets to keep $225 million of his guaranteed contract. So again, so bringing it back to this, like, what's the optics of it that you think is important? I don't have a lot of female viewers, and I wish I did. So I'd love to hear from you, females. What do you think about this? What should they do in this situation? What should they do? I see a lot of people saying, should I put up? Is that the next poll I need to put up about this? I will. Let's put up another poll about this. Flash movie, scrap it, or postpone it. I guess those are the two options, huh? So what do you guys think of that? So I don't know, man. It's a very touchy. It's a very touchy subject, huh? You know what I mean? Very touchy. It's like how you talk about it. People are like, you don't care about women, whatever it is like that. And it's like, that's not the case at all. It's just that I think there's more to this. There's so much more to this that we should discuss that's going on in society that, we want to help. Anyway, that's how I feel about it. All right. So we talked about summer camp. We got the Ezra stuff. Let's get into, with as minimal spoilers as possible that I can, I want to talk about these two shows, and then we'll end the podcast on that. These two things that I saw. So the first one is this show. You can't really see it, but it's called The Sandman, and it's on The Sandman. It's on Netflix. It's starring Tom Sturridge, Boyd Holbrook, and Patton Oswalt is doing a voiceover of a bird. It's a fantasy drama. Upon escaping after decades of imprisonment by a mortal, wizard Dream, the personification of dreams, sets about to reclaim his lost equipment. And that's like a loose thing about what the show's about. It's a very weird show, man. I just want to tell you that. But I'm a huge sci-fi, magic, fantasy type person. You know what I mean? I'm huge into that. Ooh, I can't play too much of this trailer because they're going to ding me for it. It's really stupid. So I don't know. I thought I love escaping my own reality. So when I watch a show like this, I love what it's all about. So I'm going to tell you all the things I really liked about this show. It is a drama. It is dark. It is, I believe it's rated R because there's violence and gore and sex and they talk, and it's really like, dark subjects. And I love that. My thing, like I've said before, is like, just make shows for adults, just make adult shows and then make kids shows, but don't have this in between, So if you're going to have a show that's about violence and you think that it's okay, like if you think it's okay to show to kids all this violence, but as long as there's no blood or gore, that it's okay, I think that you're doing a disservice to the story. So I'm saying just make a kids movie, or make an adult. I would love them to remake all the Avengers movies and it's rated R. You know what I mean? Like that, like the Wolverine, like the last Wolverine, Logan. Like Logan, when you saw those claws finally enter someone's body and cut off arms and stuff, it was like, oh shit, I want that because I'm an adult. If I have kids and I want to, I'm gonna separate. You know what I mean? I'll have my own time to watch that stuff. But I think that it should be adults. And anyway, my point is I like this show because of that. It's very artsy-fartsy, though. And my only complaint about this show is pick a lane. Are you going to be a sexy, fantasy-driven drama? Or are you going to be some artsy-fartsy art piece that's trying to, it kind of like, it didn't blend enough. Like there was one very fascinating episode of like, okay, so this guy got to play. He's like dream personified. So he's like a wizard. He controls the dream world, and so when people are asleep, that's his world domain. You know what I mean? And he gets captured by some mortals because the guy wants immortality. So he thinks he's capturing the devil, but he captures Dream, and Dream has these three, he has his sand. That's why they call him the Sandman. And that's like how it's one of the sources of his power. And he has this helmet and he has this emerald, and he had infused some of his own power in this emerald and it could grant wishes. So the guy stole that from him and they have him imprisoned. Okay. And they imprisoned him for 100 years. So his family had him imprisoned for 100 years. You know what I mean? So so then there's like some side story where, like, let me look at the cast because there's like I want to get this guy's name right. What is this guy's name? Oh man, he was in Wonder Woman. Oh, he's like a great British actor. He was in Harry Potter. I forgot his name. Is it David? No. Wait, where? Oh, wait, where are the stars? Oh, here are the stars. Wait, let me show you guys what I'm looking at. For you guys listening, you got to watch live sometimes. And again, thanks for being here. Thanks for sticking with me for like all this time. Episode 198. We're getting to we're going to get to 200. I'm still trying to figure out what I want to do live. Is his name? This is the guy. Yeah. David. Yeah, that's his name. David Thewlis. Great actor, man. He's such a great actor. But David Thewlis, so he's like his mother, his mother stole the stuff to escape, and she was pregnant with him. Then and I'm not going to tell you everything, but he ends up with this gem. And there's this whole episode where he's kind of a psychopath and he wants the world to stop lying. So there's this whole episode at a diner where he's meeting all these people in the diner and he's using this magic power to make everyone be honest. Okay. And what happens at the diner is mind-boggling. So I will say it starts a little slow because they have to build up about what this whole thing is about. And there's like 3 or 4 different stories going on within this story. But I think they established the world, they established the characters, they established what everything was going to be about. And then I think I'm going to wait for the second season to see if it hits a home run. Because you got the devil in it and hell, and I love all that stuff. I love the mythological stuff. So I'm more partial to that kind of stuff. But if you watched this show and you didn't like it, I totally understand, actually. I totally get it. It may not be for you if you're not into and then there's a lot of androgynous behavior and that kind of stuff. So I don't know. I give it probably a solid, maybe 2 or 3 woo-woos. Woo, 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 woo. So yeah, you have to watch. But here's what I'm saying though, is like, I say, give it a shot. If you have Netflix, it's free. So you could just go watch it. You don't have to, you know what I mean? Just watch it. I'm telling you, you got to get to the end of the first season. But get through that middle part because the middle part really is, I don't know. I mean, I can't give it a strong recommendation, but I strongly will suggest watching it, just to experience some of the things I'm talking about, though. So I do, like I say, I recommend it. And all these people that were in the movie is really fast. Oh, especially this guy right here, man. ooh, this guy plays a really great character. So that guy right there, he plays Dream, the main guy, he has good dreams and he also creates nightmares. So the manifestation of these nightmares are like a being. And then like they escape because he's been lost for 100 years. So this nightmare is like, roaming around the earth as a person, and he's terrible person. So he's one of the villains in this thing, but he does a great job. And then it gets really dark. There's this sort of serial killer section that like, it's so disturbing and dark. And I was like, ooh, good for them for even going there with it. So it's very adult. It's a very adult show. And like I say, I give it some woo-woos to watch. Okay. Lastly, we got another a movie that was on Netflix, and it is starring Jaimie Foxx, and it's called The Dayshift. The Dayshift. It stars Jaimie Foxx, Dave Franco, and Natasha Louis Bordizzo. Man, I'm terrible with names. It's just like it's like, damn, these foreign ass names. But she's great. You've seen her. I've seen her in a bunch of other things. All right. If you know me, I love anything vampire. Okay. That's my shit. That's my guilty pleasure. No matter what it is, I love vampire stuff. So you combine vampire with anything gory and adult, sexy and violent, I'm in. This has got this. And it stars Jaimie Foxx and Snoop Dogg. Snoop Dogg is also in this, and he does it's like when you see Snoop Dogg in a movie, it's just Snoop Dogg in a movie. You know what I'm saying? And so you just kind of go, good for you, Snoop. It's like he's like, I don't know. Snoop has become like our favorite uncle that smokes weed and raps still. You know what I'm saying? Probably how you think of me at the end of the podcast. Just some like, I just don't do it as well, But it's like I just want to tell you, I'm biased about it. I love this movie. I think it's just a fun, campy movie. It's not the best story. I'm not going to sit here and tell you that it's like some great, powerful story, but it's just fun. And Jaimie Foxx is just, he's fun to root for, man. Jaimie Foxx is just fun to root for. So I'm going to read you the description of the movie. It's like a hardworking blue-collar dad who just wants to provide a good life for his quick-witted 8-year-old daughter. His mundane San Fernando Valley pool clean job is a front for his real source of income, hunting and killing vampires. The show opens up with a great vampire fight. The special effects are dope. I love when like you have a vision of what you want, say, a superhero thing to do. That's why the first Spider-Man with Tobey Maguire was so great, because it was like, yes, thank you, finally, this is Spider-Man on screen, and we get to see Spider-Man doing Spider-Man stuff from the comic books. It's great. Special effects are great when it's seamless and flawless. And so this is one of those moments where you see a vampire doing some like real cool vampire shit, and I love it. I love it, love it, love it. So there's this great fight with this old lady who's a vampire, and it's all about them having to like, so you tear the teeth out of the vampires and you sell so the teeth are what is on the open market, how you make money. And there's like this, underground sort of like FBI type place that, is like vampire, and of course there's a bad vampire that's trying to run the city and blah, blah, blah. It's all those kind of like cheesy, corny stuff, but I like how they do it. And I also like the music. It's like this sort of 90s rap is going on in the background at all times, and like I say, Jaimie Foxx, he has a way about himself that he knows how to like, he knows how to be like the bad father. He's like a good dad. He loves his daughter, but he's late to pick her up from school. It's that kind of dad. You know what I'm saying? And he's also a badass vampire hunter. And also shout out again to Dave Franco. Dave Franco is just funny, man. He knows how to be a sort of like, he could be good looking dude, but he just knows how to play this sort of like nerdy guy who pees his pants because he's scared type of like character. So he does a great job in it too. I'm telling you, I think it's worth a watch. It's free. I wouldn't have ever gone to see this in the movie theater and pay money to see this movie. But I think that if you're just sitting at home and you want to watch some good adult, fun comedy, adult, gory movie, I give this a movie like 4 woo-woos. I think that was more than 4 woo-woos. But I really enjoyed it, guys. All right, man. We coming to the end here, man. And as you know, when we finish the podcast, I want to shout out to I got to get the dudes. I want to get the dude's name correctly. Who that's gonna provide today's beats? It's what's the dude's name? Wait. It's he goes by Fingers. Oops, sorry. I think that's his name. I hope he's watching. You know, he's gonna tell me. Wait, okay. And then I've been getting good beats from Fishy and my guy Chris Yu, but this guy also sent some beats, and I wanna give him a shout out. Where is it? How come I never find the stuff that I want. You know what I mean? It's like you get everything prepared, and then you come on here, and then the sucker isn't where you want to find it. Anyway, I'll probably just put it in the description and tell you guys about it. But guys, you know how we do it at the end of the show with this Fingers. Yeah. It's the rap recap. Oh, do it again. Riffin with Griffin. Everybody should tell their friends. Summer camp. Go again. Do you like it? I don't know. With this flow, I go to summer camp even if I don't want to go. Went on a national caravan. Had a fight in the band. I'm a fan like Stan. Erik Griffin is the man. Woo! Ezra Miller. That fool is a killer. He's still a. You need a flash. You need a mustache. Get him away for another day. Get that fool some help. He need it. We all seen it. Woo! Dayshift. With the riff. Jaimie Foxx and pow, yippee-yo, Snoop Dogg did it again. I say it's Riffin with Griffin. Woo! It's Riffin with Griffin. On this dope ass beat. Make you wanna move your feet in your seat. This is a treat. The recap rap. Woo! Erik Griffin, 50 years old. Unit is gold. Thanks for watching again. Everybody tell your friends. Riffin. Riffin with Griffin. Woo! We're rap recap. Step up. Everybody get slapped. All right, y'all. See you next week.